Boa noite a todos. Welcome back to Plays EUIV for absolute beginners. We are back with Portugal. And where are we up to? Right, making states is fine, making causes not. I think these are all places that will be colonial nations. So, where do we go from here? We're still building up our navy. I've got 6 transport ships actually, so that's looking a bit better. Might be able to start building an army. If we just give them an explorer, I might just, despite what I said last time, send them over here. Just fill in the gaps along here. At the same time, I could do with building some... Actually, do I need an army here? Or am I going to... Probably not going to use those guys. Might be worth building some troops down here. Even though we probably do arguably need them for wars. So if I do another basic colonial army, 312. Why not? 1, 2, 3. Out of money. Fine, right, well, you build 3 infantry and we will take it from there. So, next move. We don't have a reason to attack these people as of yet. Quito. That's interesting, there's a whole little selection. Okay, stop trying to improve relations. Right, so if we try to fabricate claims on these, I'm not sure I can fabricate a claim on these people actually. Oh no, it looks like it. Looks like we can. Right, so I'm going to try and fabricate claims on these 2 nations. I'm going to attack this nation. These guys will probably join in, and I'm going to basically leave it to Portuguese Colombia to deal with it all, with the help of any of the other colonial nations that happen to be nearby. Okay, what do we have? Plus 4.3 per month, but we don't have any money, so we can't think about that yet. I think looking at what I saw there, we're probably looking at a +1 advisor, realistically though. Okay. Spanish the Plata. That's fine. That's fine. I have no intention of attacking Spain in any case. Okay, so we should have a ship coming down to deal with these pirates. My throughout the nation gives us stability. Further on borders gives 50 prestige. We don't need 50 prestige. That would be a bit of a waste, since the maximum's 100. Stability, on the other hand, would be fantastic. Have a new cardinal, which is good. That will help our papal influence to grow. And we have won a battle. Brilliant. Okay, new technology. We have currently no institutions penalty. So that's brilliant. We need to forge ahead with every technology we can get. Hopefully keep gaining idea groups. You see we've got a maximum of 8. Brilliant. Right, so if I send you back up to this island, and we can maybe do some exploration from there. If I do want to explore eastwards as well, possibly more urgently to be fair. So as soon as the explorer lands, I may move them over to these ships and take it from there. Okay, looks like we actually just need to spin time on a bit. So we need to build up some more money. I think we're going to try and go for the 2,000, which really needs to be the last thing we do before we start building up the navy properly. I suppose at least if we improve technology a bit, we can gain better ships when we're rebuilding. When we're building. Okay, well, let's be reasonably cautious. I'd like to think we could go straight through to Australia at this point, but there is another island here. We need to keep an eye on how much damage the ships are taking while exploring. So I think we did have a mission about settling Indonesia as well. So as well as worrying about Australia, which I would like to start with because that will be a colonial nation. So any wars we have in this area, which I suspect we will have, looking at the mission tree, we will have some backup nearby. So I'd rather get the Australia-New Zealand colonial nation underway. Hopefully get it to 10 provinces, and from there we can start colonising all of this area. I'm hoping we've still got a big head start on everybody else. I think that, as one would expect from Portugal, we have arrived here before anyone else has been able to, or even knows about it, so it's just whether we want to get any more islands, but I suspect we can go straight for Australia now. Okay, I will go for... Ooh. That's actually quite a lot of money. 1592, 10 years, but then it's trade efficiency, and we are a trading nation. I think I might still go for the long-term investment. It does give us more diplomatic power as well. See, we just gained a new type of heavy ship, which will be great for building our navy up. And the extra 50 diplomatic power. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it will... Going to the wrong place. Heavy ships. Come further east than I'm thinking here. Yeah, 50 isn't much. A little closer. Okay. Right, keep going. So stick with the coast still for now. I think Spain is really pushing this area. Quite keen to become a big power in North America, it would seem. I'm just hoping we can manage to squeeze 10 provinces out. So I'm mostly interested in the traders, oddly enough. I do like having colonial nations for the backup in war, but we're also very concerned about getting as much trade as we can. So 10 province nations are really what we're going for, rather than anything else. Okay, so we fabricate a claim on them. Portuguese Brazil, I think we've already taxed them. Yep, we have casus belli, a reason for war. Okay, so Muisca, where should we go for first? We have done fairly well in terms of you know what, I'm actually going to stop there. Let us. Magdalena, we don't have any help, but they've only got Mosquito and not Muisca. Okay. Have they changed allies, or was I not paying attention before? We're probably going to struggle to take them anyway. So, might just leave them to it. Would be a very bad idea to declare war on them. So now, fair enough, let us just go for it. Traditional army. Lost some stability and lost some loyalty from the nobility, which is unfortunate. Still, not to worry. So if we spin on the time, so I'm hoping we don't need to get involved in this one at all. We're basically, hopefully, going to annex this area here. without having to lift a finger, so our manpower can carry on increasing. Okay, legitimacy is already at nearly 100, so I'm going to go for Send Papal Legate, which gives us diplomatic reputation. It's not something we can easily see up here, but it's very important. It's how countries view you. So we do want to stick with that. Okay, right, I believe... Okay, 13 at the moment. But these are all +3. And they're going to cost too much, really. So let's just go with this guy. I don't really like the land force limit modifier, because what it does is increases this number. The problem I have with this is you could increase your army and then he dies and suddenly you're above this number and you're getting heavily fined. So I prefer to be a bit more certain about where I stand army wise. Okay. Right, so they've conquered Magdalena, spare no expenses, lots of diplomatic power, got 69%. Carbu. Defensive war, and we need to help our allies, so we could lose a lot of prestige if we don't join in. Okay, and this could actually, to be fair, be the boost we need to finally vassalize them. On the unfortunate side, we don't actually have any armies nearby. Could give us a problem. Okay, well let's assign our explorer. However, I have no realistic way of getting down there. So it's possible they're just going to lose anyway. And we may just take a big hit. Can't be helped. Let's see if we can get these people to agree to annexation. No, we can't, which is fine, so we're just going to have to wait until one of our colonial nations takes down a mosquito. Or we can just wait until this war score goes up enough, I suppose. But I would expect that we won't have any real problems. You see, our colonial nation's armies are far bigger than the natives, so we can pretty much just wait until this area falls. Right, urban dwellers. Lose stability, lose reform progress. I don't really worry too much about government reform progress. It seems to increase fast enough as it is, so I'm going to accept their demands. Sounds like our colonies are, which is more annoying than anything. Okay, sue for peace, full annexation. There we go. And then it's instantly being pulled into Portuguese Colombia. So all that's happened is we've increased the size of Portuguese Colombia by 1. But that to me is well worth doing, and it's something we're going to want to do. Okay, apparently this colony has finished. Brilliant. So the question is, how far into Australia can we get? I would say quite a long way. So if we send colonists here, don't need a conquistador. Just send our ships over. You need to remember they're there. So this is part of Australia, and it's part of the largest inhabitable section along the east coast, so it's a good place to start. Hoping we will get all of it. But if for any reason we don't, we'll at least have a nice chunk in the middle. Right, what are we going to do about this? Oh, brilliant. We can actually make progress. Okay. So apparently Portugal has occupied this area. So are Mossy an enemy? No, they are not. Oh, Katsina are an enemy. Right, fine. Well, in that case, who are we up against? Mali and Katsina. Right. Katsina are not yet fed up, but we can get our army down there, which is brilliant. So, in fact, given the option, let's head straight to Carbu. So we should be able to turn this war around. And hopefully, if we save these guys, we will find that they like us well enough at the end of a war to let us vassalize them. So I'm going to start on the subsidies again, but it should give us a little boost to their opinion of us. So we've got Honoured Alliance already, but I think Fought Till the End will also improve things further. So it's worth having another last push in the hope that it will make all the difference. Our navies, I think I should be far enough ahead technologically of the African nations to be able to safely focus on these national ideas and then play catch up with the other Europeans in a little bit. So that's brilliant. We'll just leave them going and get on with this colony. Obviously going to have a lot of lands occupied, unfortunately, because we didn't have an army in place in Africa. Sorry, to right click that. But we should be able to turn the tables as well. Once our army appears. Okay. Asen, which is great, but let's send these boats back to the nearest port before we look at that. Make sure we don't get damaged. So I'm guessing down here? Yes. So I'd love to fill this in, but I wonder if I'm better off stretching them out, because then the colonial nation may start colonising some of these lands anyway. So it might be better off going long, if you like. Okay, so that should actually form the new colonial nation once this one's done, which is good. I think we're a little behind up here. And it looks like France and Spain are having a little fight, which is good. This might slow them down. This area is turning into a complete mess. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with it. Once a colonial nation exists, we can leave them to worry about how messy the area is. We would like to make them as big as possible, so I'll probably keep colonising at least until we get to 10 colonies. Okay, so in the meantime, we also want to core this province, Diego Garcia. I was technically cored already, but the core the state side of it. Interesting. Marrakesh is on a... Oh, of course Marrakesh is a vassal, aren't they? They're our vassal. This is me not thinking. Okay, so basically, I want to meet this army in battle, if possible. Both those armies. I should be able to crush them. We have superior numbers and we've got the same quality of general, roughly. So it'll stop them taking our lands, at least for a bit, because they'll have to retreat. But also, more critically, it means if any of our vassals or such like end up meeting them in warfare, they'll have been damaged and won't be quite as dangerous. So I think we're the only ones feeling an army big enough to actually take them down. Oh, great minds think alike. Brilliant. I shouldn't be too happy about this, to be fair. I mean, Spain is our great ally. It's just... they're also our biggest colonial rival. So anything that might slow them down in their colonising is actually quite welcome. Great Britain has decided that we are their rival. Okay, I think we were already rivaled with them actually. Good. I should check that. trying to get all the way down here. Ah, Katsina's the enemy. Fair enough then. Maybe I will go and park myself in Katsina's lands and see if anyone's brave enough to attack. Since I probably can't get there. Well, I can, but not easily. Oh, they've got an uprising. Not complaining about that then. Got problems of their own, I see. It's like Caribus is making some moves as well. I think a new colonial nation's formed. That's all that was about. So something I haven't really mentioned is that when you're at war with someone, you can actually explore their terra incognita even without a conquistador. We do actually have a conquistador, as it happens. It just happens to be the only general I had handy. Oh, here we go again. Philosopher, technology cost. What do we get here? Better missionaries. I think I'll go with a philosopher. I could use the technology. So that's 2 stability drops in quick succession. Not at all helpful. Not what we wanted. But never mind. Right, it looks like our vassals are doing a pretty good job actually in fighting this particular war. Okay, so we're going to have to head inland now. Well, we don't have to, we could do what they're doing and start skipping along the coast, but I think I'll try and keep us relatively cohesive. On the whole, lost another advisor, let's just check, so we could afford a +3 if necessary. Both the +1s are terrible, and +3s aren't honestly much better. Okay, we'll do global tariffs. Should at least give us a bit of money. Or the better money related ones, but at the same time I don't think improved relations is that big a deal. I think it just allows you to improve relations faster. Which, you know, I mean it's not bad, but I can't see it's very exciting either. I do want to take this castle, but it looks like it's already been taken by separatists, so... Ah! They made peace with Katsina. Excellent. Right, well let's go and free Kabu. Well, Gabu. Before we do anything else. Yes, no problem. I hold you no particular ill will, having been our enemy. Selavi and all that. I think my poor army spent most of the time just trogging back and forth through Africa. Come on. Diplomatic insult against Mapuche. Not honestly sure I'm that concerned. I suppose we could tell our colonial nations to attack them if we don't have any particularly dangerous allies. Let's see, where's Mapuche? Which I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of terribly. And also shamefully completely unaware of the location of. Right, use the find function. Oh, these people. Let's see. I'm already at war, to be fair. so I could. Part of me feels mean, part of me kind of feels like they were asking for it. I mean, seriously? Throw a diplomatic insult at me, why don't you, when you've got no allies? Right, so that's Mali, isn't it? Occupied by Malian noble rebels. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be occupied by us now. See if we can gain a win. Concerned that that army that managed to escape is going to double round and start stacking our colonies. But at the same time, they're still moving though, aren't they? I'm more worried about the new colony, really. Are they moving? Oh yeah, they are. Okay, great. Right, well, let's risk it. I could use the prestige. Skill 3 artist. Isn't that artist administrative? So we're paying $14.49 monthly for increased tax. Yeah, this would be only $7.24. Probably benefits us more than the increased tax, and also in theory allows us to, I think, improve stability for less. So a good opportunity to get us up to +3 stability. Still quite expensive, but okay, apparently they've come up north and started attacking our own lands. Weird system. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah. Cheeky scumbags. Right. Fair enough then. Well, to be fair, I do want to get my army back up there anyway before the war finishes. So, good opportunity to do it. We've got enough colonial nations and allies down here to handle everything else. We've taken the main castle. And we've got a 66% war score there. Should think they can finish it off without us. That would probably achieve more by taking our castle back. So, not to worry. Mali have accepted peace. Okay, well, that's debatably a good thing. See if we can accept peace with these people. Honestly, oh, Portuguese vassal. I was wondering if concede defeat might be enough. Yeah, I might just go concede defeat. I don't think they're that worthwhile a vassal, really. And I think we can take them later just with... Okay, they're heading home, that's good. So, Carbu, how do you feel about being a vassal now? Much better, you see? So it was worth joining in, just to gain them as a vassal instead of an ally. So we now have another vassal. We need a new arrival. Okay, I'm going to go with Provence, simply because if you look at this, they're far weaker than we are. Actually surprised we're allowed to select them as a rival. But seeing as we are, for as long as they are around, let's have them as our rival. So we issue an embargo. So if you remember, issuing an embargo is free against rivals. So we should have done it on Great Britain as well. And it gives us better power projection, and I think a few other things. And our power projection is nothing to shout about at the moment. So worth doing in a big way. There we go. All three of our rivals now have embargoes on them. is what we want. Heading back to the castle, that is fine. Carbu and our vassal, which is what we wanted. So, our explorer, let us move you to the new colony in Australia, so we can start exploring the areas around there. And where does that leave us? I think honestly with nothing too terrible to do, regional and nobility are challenging us. Local authority or reform society? I am going to reform society. Annoying though it is to lose stability yet again. Really making use of that advisor. Right, so one thing we haven't done this time, it's probably overdue, is called a diet. Let's try it. Okay, what do they want? Clergy want a new naval equipment manufactory. So want to manufacture it. We do need manufactories, so that's worth considering. You know, much as I want to get to 2,000, that's not going to be enough to build the 20 manufacturers we need for the mission, so building one early isn't a problem. They want to attack to fill out, have to say, is a possibility. Depending on their allies. They have no allies. So that is also a good option. Those are the burghers. They want to increase commercial presence. I think that's quite difficult to do. There's probably good ways to do it, but I am uncertain as to what they are. I'm actually erring towards to fell it at the moment. Okay, so we get one base tax in Lisboa, which I would like, and local goods produce modified, so that's very good for our trade. However, Tafilalt, subject of Portugal, so we get them as a vassal. We could also look to annex Marrakesh. I think this is a good one. It only gives us 2 extra provinces, but it is progress. So we should go with this. So I think we will gain a casus belli, which we don't currently have, and we gain diplomatic reputation. So although I would actually love the manufactory and the extra base tax in our capital city, I just think on the whole this is too good an opportunity to miss. They have no allies. Let's move here. We've already got the conquistador handy. So I'm literally just going to move in and take their lands. In fact, I might even go straight to the castle on the assumption that our vassal will take the other piece of land. It'd be nice if we could find their army. There they are. Brilliant. So if we can actually attack their army and defeat them, if a vassal occupies this land and we occupy that land, the war's basically over. They'll have no way to make any more troops because we're occupying all of their lands. So it's literally just a matter of time. Brilliant. Nice one, nobles. And we have formed Rio de Prata. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to keep moving inland. And I also want to subsidise them. How much can we afford? Okay. I'm going to give subsidies. So we actually could gain maximum opinion, the full 15, just with this. I'm going to go up to just over 1. Because really it's not about getting them to like us, it's about getting them to colonise. I want to get them up to being a 10 province nation as soon as we can, so okay, brilliant. That's what we want. Okay, back to the siege. you offering? Nope, money is not enough. Will become a vassal of Portugal. That is what the nobles want. We've completed the agenda, we've gained diplomatic reputation, and the nobles are happy. I think we now have one too many diplomatic relations. So I think we should improve relations with Marrakesh with a view to annexing them. So they'll stop being a vassal and taking up a diplomatic relation. And we also need to improve relations with Tafilalt, because at the moment they are disloyal, so we could easily lose them if we're not careful. There we go. Also, they probably won't be much help in our wars and things. Right, Portuguese Colombia still has a lot of colonising to do, so let's start subsidising them again. Same probably goes for Portuguese Brazil. As soon as I get a diplomat back. There's plenty of places they can still colonise. So, although they've been a little tardy, I think they are expanding slowly. And I do think subsidising them will help. And we can afford to. Okay, so I'm guessing we have a fourth North American colony, or possibly an Australian one. Australian. Brilliant. Okay, so I actually want this one next. So let's give you the Conquistador. Also actually start exploring with the ships. We do a little round trip. Having found this area, we can send a colonist. I just send them to explore that area as well, although the ships may actually find it themselves. Also, being a bit forgetful, we do need to put our money in the pot towards the next paper controller. Spare no expense, always spare no expense. Can always worry about inflation later. Right, we've maxed out something. Probably diplomatic, but we can actually move up to the next level. So we're now leagues ahead of our neighbours in terms of ship technology, which is not a bad thing at all. Just going to see if we can get all the way around. It would be nice to know exactly what we're dealing with. Head into there, you head back to where the colony is actually forming to be ready. No ship damage just yet, at least. There's Tasmania. New World Diamonds. Probably bodes well for us as well. Got another colony and a new colonial nation. For some reason it's taking us miles away, but apparently we're calling this one New Portugal. So wonderful. Okay. I think we're going to have to try and break up here. So let's reassign the Conquistador again using our teleporter. I'm deeply hoping that the new nation is going to colonise these provinces, but there's still a dead end. So Obviously I'll try to subsidise them once again. Let's go above 1. I don't think that's going to kill us, not even nearly. That's fine. Need to get back to those ships, but I want to send a colonist out here as soon as possible. So you head out there. Let's pick up our ships again. Are they damaged? A little. Possibly not enough to be a problem. We should be fine once we get to this area. I think it's just while we're exploring we're taking damage, and because we're following the coast we should be a lot safer. It depends how many more provinces there actually are in the ocean. Can't be more than 2, surely. Suddenly getting a little worried. I'll tell you what, let's tell them to go back. Yeah, they're going to go back the other way. Fair enough. Probably is safer. So let's leave it there. Can always explore that last bit another time. Okay, you've done some exploration. Great. Move back to where the colonies are actually being fought. So this is brilliant. Okay, losing a vessel isn't brilliant. I've screwed up again, but this is brilliant. They've actually started colonies in both of these provinces, which is fantastic. So we've got a province going here, colony. They have 2 going there, so we've got a good chance of getting New Portugal up to 10 provinces and getting another merchant, which is just what we wanted. So fantastic. And Prata's also getting in on it. They've filled in this area, which is something I wanted. So I'm hoping they'll colonise here and here, and we'll keep heading up here. Should put us in a good position for attacking. Oh no, we can't attack this. This is Spanish La Plata again. Okay, they have been busy taking down the Incas, I think. Well, not the Incas, there's Cusco. Okay, I think I'm going to arrest this person. Yep. Sorry. The law applies to everybody. And we're down to a single vessel. Can I make ships here? Because we definitely need to now. Going to need at least 1 heavy ship. I'm going to build 6 transports on the grounds that we'll actually replace the one we've got. Because the one we've got... Oh no, it doesn't brig. I think brig is current. Fair enough. Still, 6 doesn't hurt. Okay, copper bottoms, just too late to save our ships. That would have really helped. Metallurgy, we do have a little bonus for supporting that philosopher. That's helpful. We've lost a diplomatic advisor. What's our money like at the moment? Probably good enough for a +2, but I don't really need morale of navies that much. However, I also don't need the others. So let's go with morale of navies. Simply because it gives us +2. Okay. Yep, not a problem. Okay, so that's generally looking good. We've discovered Australia. We're already on our 2nd province and no one else has even shown up yet, which is good. Although, again, we do need to really focus on trying to colonise any of these areas we can. So I might even not start with Papua for once, because I often do, because I like having single cohesive nations, but in this case I have a feeling we actually need to be around here rather than there. I'd like to have them all, obviously, but once we've got Australia working, we'd better get moving on it. Okay. Let's checking. Yep, we're getting there. Can't annex them yet. I think we need plus 190 again, like when we were vassalising them. So I think that is it. We've got a very low chance of getting the Commonwealth and Spain for free. Can always hope. But yeah, I think that probably is a reasonably good place to stop. We could do a bit more exploration here with the ships we have. And actually, I should finish building those troops I was going to build. So we could start exploring west as well. And actually effectively circumnavigate the globe, which would be nice. But yeah, I think I'll leave that for next time. It's gone pretty well. 2 new colonial nations, a few wars, started colonising Australia. That's pretty good progress. Quite happy with that. And we haven't yet reached the 17th century. So, good going. So leave it there and carry on next time. I will see you then.